I usually try to adjust the microphone before this starts, but I didn't. All right, welcome to News 6 Extra. I am Christopher Heath. It is Monday, September the 15th. Kathleen, do you know what tomorrow is?
Oh, well, I think I know. It's your birthday.
It is my birthday. It's my birthday. It's also Mexican Independence Day. Those two have nothing in common other than the fact that they're both on September the 16th. So anyway, I know you were wondering what you should get me, and all I can say is just make sure it's expensive.
Okay. Well, maybe you should look at my contract and see what I get paid. I don't know if I could do something expensive, but...
Bejeweled. Anything that's bejeweled.
Oh, okay. Bejeweled. Okay. All right. Well, my birthday is coming up in December, and so I, too, want something
We'll
expensive.
lump that together with Christmas. It's fine. We'll just put that together. It's one common gift for...
You know, it is right between Christmas and New Year's. It's
Oh,
the
is it?
20. It's the 29th. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Did your parents ever try and pull that one on you where they're like, oh, it's a joint Christmas birthday gift?
No.
No?
Everything
Wow.
was separate, and even to this day, clearly grown, but to this day, Christmas decorations come down before the 29th.
Really?
Yeah.
See, okay, at the Heath household, it is after Thanksgiving, like the day after Thanksgiving, so the Friday after Thanksgiving, Christmas goes up. And
Okay.
it stays up all the way through New Year's. So it is up all the way through, and in January it comes down.
Yeah. No, but my family always kept it separate. So there were no birthday gifts wrapped in Christmas gifts, and, And fun fact, I share a birthday with Candace Campos.
Candace Campos?
Yes.
You mean WKMG News 6's chief meteorologist, Candace Campos?
Yes.
Wow. So that's cool. All right. Speaking of cool and Candace has our weather, and this weekend it wasn't cold, but it was cooler, and you take winds where you can get them.
Absolutely.
All right, here's Candace.
I'm News 6 Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos. Temperatures for a couple more days are going to stay below normal, back into those mid to upper 80s as conditions stay comfortable and dry, but comfortably warm, okay? And then as we head into more Wednesday, Thursday, kind of our transitional point of the week, we will start to work back some of that moisture back into the area. Rain chances will then follow, up to about a 40, 50, even 60% chance of rain as we head into the weekend. So kind of widening out the view, this is what's going on across the Sunshine State. A lot more sunshine than what some were dealt with for the past week or so. That's all thanks to this weak front. It was over us early last week, brought us the flooding rain, and then brought flooding rain across South Florida over the weekend. But all this dry air for another 2 days will continue to really keep conditions comfortable and dry. So as we take you here hour by hour for your Monday rain chances this afternoon, up to only about 20%. Can't rule out the chance of a couple of those spotty sprinkles, with highs staying below average in the upper 80s. You can see the rest of Central Florida, mid 80s along the coastline. If you're hoping to enjoy the beaches either today or tomorrow, while the weather on land, on the sand will be okay, near shore waters will be a bit choppy. We do have a high risk of rip currents as an area of low pressure attached to that cold front continues to kind of churn up the seas a little bit. But in the meantime, though, again, conditions on land and on the surface will be feeling really nice. Rain chances today only about a 10 to 20% from basically I-95 towards I-4. And you can see some of those scattered showers will start to develop in the next few hours, around 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. A couple very fast hit or miss scattered showers, nothing extremely widespread, very spotty in nature. Then as we head into your Tuesday, a couple more scattered showers could be possible, but it looks like most of them will linger across areas of far southern Osceola County and Polk County on Tuesday afternoon. But as we progress into the rest of the week, we're going to start seeing more action, more moisture kind of surrounding the Sunshine State. We'll start to first feel it with the humidity kind of on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then those rain chances again will follow suit. You can see Thursday, Friday, coverage goes up to about a 40 to 50%, and then we'll increase that chance a little higher come Saturday and Sunday. Although it might be feeling like fall, we are still in the midst of the peak of hurricane season, and we now have this area that we've been watching this wave for the past week has officially been designated and labeled Invest 92L. That means we are going to start getting more consistent computer model runs from the system. At this point in time, hurricane hunters have not gone in there. They'll probably go in there in the next couple of days, but we will continue to get a lot more of a spread of forecast models as the day progresses, since this was just designated around 9 o'clock this morning. But other than that, the National Hurricane Center giving it an 80% chance that it could become our next storm. And the next name on the list, for those wondering, is the G name, which is Gabrielle. In the meantime, though, no tropical concerns for us here, not even any tropical moisture to really deal with for the next 2-3 days. But it looks like we'll get back to more of a regular pattern by the end of the week and into the weekend.
All right, thank you, Candace. All right, so of course, the big news last week was the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and as information has come out about this, everything from at the end of the week last week, we finally hear that the authorities in Utah as well as the FBI have arrested a suspect. They're interviewing the suspect right now and trying to get information. What we're hearing reports out of Utah is that he is not cooperating, but several people around the suspect's been identified as 22-year-old Tyler Robinson. Some of the people around him, including his family, are cooperating with investigators, but Tyler himself is not. Now, he is expected to go before a judge for the first time tomorrow. CBS's Carter Evans explains exactly what the FBI is looking at right now, including DNA evidence.
As investigators collect evidence connected to the assassination of Charlie Kirk, a central question has emerged.
How it came to be that a kid with a 4.0, with a 34 on the ACT, with a full ride scholarship at my alma mater, who didn't even last a semester, drops out and ends up doing something like this. We need to understand that, and we need to figure out how to stop it.
In a series of television appearances Sunday, Utah Governor Spencer Cox, a Republican, said the suspect's friends and family claim he was radicalized to the left. State records show the alleged gunman was registered as unaffiliated and did not vote in 2022 or 2024.
I really don't have a dog in this fight. If this was MAGA and a radicalized MAGA person, I would be saying that as well.
Cox also noted the suspect had a roommate who was a romantic partner and said the FBI confirmed the roommate is transitioning genders. He added investigators have not determined if that's relevant to the case.
I will say that person has been very cooperative with authorities. This person did not have any knowledge, was shocked when they found out about it.
According to a probable cause affidavit, the roommate showed law enforcement messages allegedly from the suspect that mentioned leaving a rifle in a bush wrapped in a towel, which is similar to how investigators describe finding the murder weapon. And shortly after the FBI released these surveillance photos last week during their search for Kirk's killer, a high school acquaintance of the alleged gunman told the New York Times he sent the images to the suspect over the messaging platform Discord and asked, quote, WYA, or where you at? According to that report, the suspect allegedly replied his doppelganger was trying to get him in trouble and joked that he should, quote, get rid of the exact copy of the rifle I have lying around. In a statement, Discord said it had not found any evidence that the suspect planned Kirk's assassination on the platform. Now, the Utah County Attorney is expected to file formal charges against the alleged shooter tomorrow. Turning Point USA, which is the conservative organization that Charlie Kirk co-founded in 2012, will hold a public memorial for him this coming Sunday at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. Carter Evans, CBS News, Spanish Fork, Utah.
Well, back here at home, it's a consistent thing we hear of, and that is people being taken advantage of when they're most vulnerable. Be it somebody that's looking to rent a house for the first time or looking to change jobs or move somewhere. It's always that moment when you're vulnerable. You need something that you find these people who just come out of the woodwork to take advantage. Lewis Bolden with this week's Schemes and Ripoffs talks to a man who all he was trying to do is find a new job, find employment. So he goes online and he thinks he's found a good job. Thinks he's found a job that's going to help him pay his bills and kind of get his life where it needs to go. Unfortunately, it turned out to be, well, not what he wanted. Lewis Bolden has the story.
There was nothing out of the ordinary in the hiring process.
Chris Galston says he posted his resume and was applying for jobs on Indeed when he got an email from a company called Ridgeline Express asking him to interview.
How many people did you interview with?
2 people.
2 people.
Yeah.
Galston was offered the job delivering packages and was sent a 23-page employment contract, which laid out the salary of at least $4,300 a month. And there would be a probationary period of 1 month with no pay. Galston got to work.
It was so many packages I picked up, you know what I mean? And I had at least 3 or 4 supervisors that would call me like 6 times a day. And when I had to drop off a package, they call me at least 10 times a day.
But at the end of 30 days, the website he logged into was shut down and every phone number disconnected.
For all these things that I did for them, and, I didn't get compensated for any of them.
Gostin isn't alone. The company has an F rating with the Better Business Bureau, and the Bureau has issued an alert saying consumers have reported doing work for this company but have not received payment. Indeed sent us a statement reading in part, Indeed puts job seekers at the heart of everything we do. Indeed removes tens of millions of job listings each month that do not meet our quality guidelines. Meantime, Gostin is waiting for what else could happen because during the interview process, he gave the crooks his driver's license and social security number.
So not only did they scam me out of my time and money, they got potential to scam me out of more money.
We have tips for how to avoid being the victim of a job scam with this story on clickorlando.com. Remember, don't fall for the scheme, don't get ripped off, but if you do, email me at theinvestigators@WKMG.com. I'm Lewis Bolden, News 6.
All right. Of course, Lewis has all of his schemes and ripoffs on our website, clickorlando.com, if you'd like to go back and watch some of them. All right, stay with us because coming up, we have stories about dogs, cats, cows, cabs, and a singing surgeon or sturgeon. Maybe it's a fish. We'll see on the other side of the break. All right, welcome back to News 6 Extra. I am Christopher Heath. It is, of course, Monday, September the 15th. So one of the interesting things that happened here in Central Florida is the SPCA of Brevard County suddenly got an influx of Maltese, late last week. And now they're, looking for homes for all these dogs. Many of them, suddenly there because the dog's owner sadly passed away. So as James Sparvero explains, the SPCA is trying to help these Maltese find a new home.
I'm your Brevard County community correspondent, James Sparvero. I'm at Titusville's SPCA, where over the years, I've seen them rescue dogs from natural disasters and alleged hoarding cases like this one. As you can obviously hear, I'm in a room with 13 Malteses. And now the SPCA once again needs your help to come and adopt them. Well, Shelby Hicks can tell you these dogs make excellent watchdogs. The little ones seem to do that all the time. Shelby, tell us, where did these dogs come from?
So earlier last week, we got a call from Brevard County Animal Services that they had a case of about 52 Maltese type dogs, as well as other animals.
52.
Yeah, so it was a bunch. The owner passed away, so they stepped in and gave us a call, and they called other rescues in the area as well. And we were able to take in 14, as well as a mom with puppies.
And I have always seen people in the North Brevard community step in, help you when you need it. You're already getting adoptions?
Yes, we've already got at least one adoption today, so super exciting. And we know as soon as the word gets out that these dogs are available for adoption, they're going to fly out the door.
Fly out the door, because from a breeder, people would pay top dollar for a dog like a purebred Maltese, right?
Yes, and we don't know 100% if they are purebred or not, but they're definitely, the smaller dogs, they tend to get adopted faster.
Has this case challenged you now with space?
Yes, right now we are full, and we're actually running a special right now that all pets over 7 months old that are available for adoption, they are $7 until the 19th.
All right, it's a great deal, everybody, and some beautiful, loving dogs in the building. We have the right number to reach the SPCA if you're interested on clickorlando.com. In Titusville, Brevard County, I'm your community correspondent, James Sparvero, News 6.
If you can open your house to a dog or cat in our area, that is so incredibly important. My wife and I have, since we've been married, adopted 4 dogs. Each of them just outstanding and wonderful additions to our family. The 2 we have right now, Lando we think he's a blackmouth cur. He's afraid of the rain. And then, of course, there's Rex, who is we think he's part Harlequin Great Dane. He is a ambulatory lunatic. So, but we love them. We do. Anyway, so from dogs and cats to cows and cabs, I'm assuming, Cabernet Sauvignon. This is from Emily McLeod. It's about a fundraiser in Winter Park that, well, helps out the community in so many different ways. Here's her report.
Every dollar counts in the work that we do.
Kathy Southern is the executive director of Family Promise of Greater Orlando. Family Promise helps families who are facing homelessness achieve stable housing and self-sufficiency through a community-based response.
The homelessness issue across Central Florida has just really kind of exploded here in recent years. Tell me, how great is the need that you all are facing right now in light of that?
Yeah. The need is incredible. So last year alone, we served 254 families. And we had to turn away over 600 that needed our help, but we just didn't have the capacity.
Southern says the money from cows and cabs helps them to reach even more families.
The less time we spend out fundraising, the more time we have that we can spend on helping families, and particularly making sure kids are not negatively affected by the crisis in our community.
Tina LaRue is the co-founder and co-chair of Cows and Cabs. The event brings people out for a night of food, dancing, and giving back. She says in the event's first year, they raised $30,000. In 2024, they gave away $750,000.
What is that like for you to be able to give that back to the community, to see your event produce those kinds of results?
It's unimaginable. And giving the checks to some of these charities like Family Promise or Central Florida Miracle League or After School All Stars, it's tears in my eyes every time I do it, because it's just amazing. Amazing.
Several local restaurants participate in the event, including one of Winter Park's newest spots, Corner Chop House.
It's been fun knowing that we're going to get back out into the community because we want to be part of the community. It's a huge thing with us and within the company.
In Winter Park, I'm Emily McLeod, News 6.
All right. Kathleen, thoughts? Cows and cab?
You know, it looks like fun. Looks like fun. And you know, these organizations really do need the donations, because individual donations have been kind of on the decline with everything going on in the economy and things. So if you can go and get a good meal, dance, have some fun, and give back, it's a good time.
Yeah, if you're going to go out anyway, Winter Park's got some fantastic restaurants. I know there was a fundraiser a couple of weeks ago in Mount Dora, another area that really has a fantastic downtown and a lot of great events going on. So, yeah, if you're going to go out either way, make that dollar go a little bit further. But I think you said something important there, which is, we do have a lot of people right now. We think, that, because unemployment's relatively low and everything else, stock market's high and all that. But at the end of the day, things are more expensive than they were 5 years ago, 6 years ago, last year, the dollar's just not going as far, and a lot of families are struggling. And we report on it here, with, we see like the Howard Johnson Motel getting shut down. All of a sudden you have all these families now, they have nowhere to go. And so we forget sometimes that there is that part of our society that just needs a, little hand, So
It's true. That's true.
Good to see. Good to see. All right. Well, we go from the fun that is cows and cabs to a doctor who has decided what is important is not just providing you quality medical care, but work in the pipes, so to speak. Elizabeth Cook has the singing surgeon.
When Dr. Laura Esserman, a leading breast cancer surgeon, prepares for a surgery, she goes beyond expectations to make the operating room comfortable.
Some nice warm blankets for you.
And she gives them this,
Handprint on my heart.
a special song chosen by the patient.
Why did you start doing this?
Everything about my practice is all about trying to figure out how to personalize medicine.
Melissa Parker needed a doctor 14 years ago for treatment for her breast cancer.
So I did some research and found an article about Dr. Esserman. I crafted this heartfelt email to her. I thought, she's a rock star surgeon. She is not going to get back to me. But the next night, I got a phone call at 9 p.m. and it was her.
2 weeks later, Parker, then 32, was in the operating room.
And at the end, you actually changed the lyrics to the song.
I did.
What did you change them to?
If you say, it well may be that we will never meet again, and it's supposed to be in this lifetime, but of course it's more appropriate to say, in this OR. So let's hope, right?
That we will never meet again in this OR.
Never
Let's
again.
hope.
Unfortunately, they did meet again.
This time it was triple negative cancer, and I knew immediately that this is the worst type of breast cancer. And then my next thought was, I need to email Laura Esserman.
Melissa Parker underwent a special treatment Dr. Esserman arranged.
That was a miracle treatment because Dr. Esserman is a miracle doctor.
Her surgery now is to remove a mass made benign in a successful trial.
If I've been changed.
Dr. Esserman's own research is among those that have shown music helps heal, helps lower blood pressure and anxiety in patients during difficult times.
I have been changed for good.
Elizabeth Cook, CBS News, San Francisco.
I really like some soccer headlines because I just think.
Heartwarming story there, Kathleen. Well, something uplifting to end our Monday show with. That is very nice.
Right, right. And I like this because, when you go in for surgery, you can be very nervous, especially if it's your first surgery. So just having that kind of calming tone right before they put you under, it's got to put you at ease,
Yeah, I think if you go in knowing that that's what's going to happen, it's probably, it does kind of, the surgeon's taking the time to individualize it for you.
Right.
I would say though, if you didn't know it was coming and the anesthesia is already kind of flowing, and you look up the surgeon singing, you're like, what's happening?
Right. Yeah, you may be questioning your sanity at that point, but I guess she's well known for this, but to go that extra step and just personalize medicine a little bit, that goes a long way.
So the first time trust me, this will all make sense. The first time I ever had jury duty was in Waco, Texas, and McLennan County Courthouse. And you go down, it's same kind of thing you have here in Orange County. You go down there, and they put you in this giant room, and they're going to voir dire you all throughout the day, and then panel different juries. And they had this bailiff who had worked there at the courthouse for generations, and he'd come in after the judge kind of explained the rules of the day, and he had a song called Butter Beans, and he would sing Butter Beans, and it was the cutest. This little pot belly guy. He had this southern draw, and he'd sing his song Butter Beans, and it was like, if you knew it was coming, watching people who didn't see it coming was the best part, because they'd be like, what is going on? And he just starts singing it, and it was so much fun. It made what otherwise was a pretty terrible day of waiting around to get called a little brighter. So that was nice.
That is awesome. Now I want to hear this butter beans.
Butter beans. I'd have to go find it. It's one of those. I don't know how to describe it. So old, I'm guessing Southern kind of song. I don't know. I'm going to track it down after we're done with this recording, and we'll see if we can find a copy of Butter Beans. So anyway,
that's great. That's great.
I can't carry a tune to save my life. So
me neither.
Well, yeah, but anyway, you carry the show, so I appreciate that.
Well, thank you. You
I
really don't, but thank you.
You put the show together and put everything in place and wrangle Candace to make her do weather for us, and that's vitally important.
Yes.
So, all right, Kathy, thank you so much. We'll do this
problem.
again tomorrow for Tuesday, September 16th. Anyway, and if you're wondering, if you're at home, you're saying to yourself, what I'd love to do is get a gift for Chris for his birthday. You can send it to WKMG. We're right here on John Young Parkway. Just have it sent. There's room in the lobby, so don't feel bad if you need to send multiple gifts. That's the important thing. To buy me things. Anyway, all right. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate everyone watching this every day. And so we'll be back tomorrow to do this all over again. Of course, we do break news all the time on WKMG. Click Orlando.com. And we'll be on the air today, starting at 4 o'clock for the news. We have some developments in the ongoing issues with Doge here in Central Florida, some possible mayoral/gubernatorial news percolating its way out, as well as several other big stories you're definitely going to want to see. That's today at 4 o'clock. So we'll see you on air at 4. Of course, we'll be online all the time, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great Monday. Bye.